Hey, what is going on, guys? F2K Prophet here, and as you know, EA have finally released the top 10 players for FIFA 16, and I'm super hyped to bring you this video, so we're gonna go ahead and just get right into it. Alright guys, so at number 10 we have David Silva of Manchester City. Not too much of a surprise to see him up here. He went up from 87 to 88, and FIFA decided to move him from the left midfield back to cam, which is nice to see. I don't really have much to say about this. I don't watch the Premier League too much. I don't follow Manchester City too much. I don't think he deserves this high. If you want to look at stats, Fabregas, for example, he had the most assists in the Premier League. He had the second most chances created with 91 chances, tied with David Silva, who also had 91. So I honestly think that if anyone would be up here, it'd be Cesc instead of David Silva. But again, I'm not an expert on the Premier League, so I'll let you guys decide. Let me know down in the comments if you think David Silva should be up here, because personally I don't. I think he's about an 86. He's a very solid midfielder, but even for Spain, he sits on their bench. So 88, I think that's a little bit high. Alright, so at number 9 we have Thiago Silva, the Brazilian beast who plays for Paris Saint-Germain. He went up from 87 to 88. I don't agree with this. I definitely do not think he's the best defender in the world. I would give that title to maybe Boateng or PK or even Sergio Ramos, but for Thiago Silva, I disagree. He really didn't have that strong of a showing in the South American Cup. In fact, he wasn't even a starter. That I don't agree with either. He should have been a starter. But either way, I definitely don't think he's the top defender in the world. He is a very, very good defender. He is world class, but for 88, I think that's a little high. I probably would have rated him about 86. And he's also constantly getting injured, so he never can really get into a good run of form for too long. His work rates make sense because he does work hard on defense, but he also likes to attack, play in the box, things of that nature, go for the header. So 88, too high for me, not the best defender in the world. I would say 86 is more appropriate. Alright, number 8 we have Neymar from FC Barcelona. Not a surprise at all. He was brilliant last year in La Liga and the Champions League, making up one part of the three amigos, who we will see the other two later on this video for sure. So his pace and his stats overall are insane. 90 pace, 80 shot, probably would have gone up there for EA, maybe 84. Passing a little bit more. He had a lot of assists in La Liga and the Champions League. He was top scorer in the Champions League. 92 dribbling, no surprise. Physicality, 58. He's kind of a small guy. He's 5'9", but he's very skinny, so he really isn't that physical. He tends to go down a lot, which he wasn't as bad last season as he was the season before, or maybe when he was in Brazil, but he isn't that strong of a player. He's got that 5-star weak foot, the 5-star skill moves, and he's definitely going to be a lot of fun to play with in Ultimate Team and career mode. So him to be ranked at 88, I definitely agree with that. He's one of the top players in the world right now. Alright, so at number 7 we have the main man, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, the absolute legend, plays for Paris Saint-Germain. He went down one, which is disappointing, but he is getting on in age, but he's still 100% world class. You know, I heard a story that Zlatan once killed 2 stones with 1 bird, so that says enough about him. But again, his pace went down a little, his shot is insane, his dribbling is insane, passing, the physicality, he's 6'5", you're not going to bring down Zlatan, and if you try to, he's probably going to karate kick you in the face. So 89, I agree with that just because of his age, just because he is starting to slow down a little bit, but he's still absolute world class and pretty much the best striker in the world in my opinion. Alright, so here at number 6 we have Eden Hazard. He was the Premier League Player of the Year. He won all these awards. I don't really agree with this. I don't think he's on the same level as Cristiano and Neymar and Ibrahimovic, in my opinion. I think he's still a step below that, so I would have probably put him at 87. You know, Chelsea won the league. They won with by 8 points, so he definitely is a world-class player, but I think he's just a little bit below Neymar and Messi and Ibrahimovic and people like that. So you can see he's got the pace, he's got the shooting, he's got the passing. He finished top 10 scoring in the Premier League. He was up there for most chances created. He had the most in the Premier League, so he's a very creative player. But as for him being ranked 89, I still think he's a little bit overrated for EA to give him an 89 like this. I would say he's about an 87. Alright, so number 5 we have Arjen Robben, Bayern Munich. He had a great season last year, which is no surprise. Ever since he went to Bayern Munich, he's been having world-class seasons. He's still diving like a fish, but he is a world-class right midfielder. He's got the pace, he's got the shooting, he's got the skill moves, 4 stars, but still, he's tall. He can dribble like crazy. He's actually pretty good at defense from what I've seen. Every time I play against someone with Robben, he always tackles the ball away from me. His weak foot is one of his biggest weaknesses, or his lack of to be able to finish with anything other than his left foot. Heading the ball, he's not that great. His right foot, obviously, he's not that great. So those are the only like real flaws about him, is his finishing without his left foot. But he is absolutely world class. He's getting a little bit on in age. He's about 31 now, but I expect him to be at a world class level for at least the next 3 or 4 years. Alright, at number 4 we have Manuel Neuer, the Bayern Munich goalkeeper, the guy who also plays defense and midfield and attacker and takes penalties. There's not much to say about this guy. He is the best goalkeeper in the world, undisputed. No one can say anything, no one holds a candle to him, and no one will, since he's only about 30. He's a great pickup in career mode. He's actually very expensive, but if EA decides to do what they did last year and have goalkeepers grow into their 30s, he's a great pickup. He's a very, very good investment. He'll keep your goal protected for years and years to come. Number 3, we have Luis Suarez. Hopefully he doesn't bite me when I give my commentary on this, but he went up by 1. No surprise there. At first, he didn't really fit in too well at Barcelona his first couple months. He wasn't scoring, he wasn't assisting, but he's really become a selfless player. He's willing to make the passes instead of taking the shots, and when he does shoot, he scores. He's deadly clinical. He fits in so well now with Neymar and Messi, and Barcelona wouldn't have been able to win the Champions League and La Liga without him, so I think 90 is definitely a fair rating. He deserves it. He's got strong weak foot. He's got the skill moves, 4 stars, not bad at all. He has a decent pace. He can shoot. He can pass. He can dribble. He's physical because he's 6 feet tall. So 90 overall for Luis Suarez. I agree 100%, and he will be a great player for FIFA Ultimate Team if you decide to put a La Liga side together. Alright, so number 2 we have Cristiano Ronaldo. No surprises there. He is 100% world class. He and Messi continually go back and forth between each other as the best players in the world. Unfortunately, Madrid really didn't show up last season, so even though he had an insane campaign, he was top scorer in La Liga, he almost broke Messi's record, he had a great Champions League showing, he was absolutely phenomenal. He's a 93 just because Messi won everything. Messi had the slightly better season, so it's unfortunate, but even as a Barcelona fan, I love Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't like a lot of his antics. He tends to get upset and dive a little bit. When he gets upset when he doesn't get calls, things of that nature, but he is absolutely world class, and just look at those stats. Insane. 92 pace, 93 shooting, 80 passing, 90 dribbling, the 5-star skill moves. The weak foot I don't agree with. I definitely think that he and Messi should have 5-star weak foot. Messi's used to be 3-star, so we'll have to see what he gets, but I think Ronaldo should definitely have 5-star weak foot. He's the best player. He's tied for the best player in the world, maybe a smidge below Messi at this point. The bad thing is he just turned 30, so an athlete's prime is typically age 27 to 30, so we can see him to lose a little bit of that pace that he's known for, that explosiveness, but it won't stop him from being the best player in the world, or at least tied or slightly a bit below the best player in the world. Okay, so at number 1, no surprises here. We all knew it was coming. The main man, Lionel Messi of Barcelona, the Argentinian magician. He is the best player in the game, hands down. He's got the pace. He's got the shooting, which I think should be higher if he's the best player in the game. I don't agree with 88 at all. He's got 86 passing. His touch is insane. 95 dribbling. The defense, understandable. He's a small guy. He doesn't play defense. He just scores goals and makes goals happen. 62 physicality because he doesn't go down. He's shorter, so he has that lower center of gravity. So even when defenders try to pull him down, when they kick him, they push him, they grab his shirt, he doesn't go down. So 62 physicality makes sense for someone of his size. The weak foot, I don't agree with that. As I was saying earlier, he deserves 5 stars, no questions asked. The skill moves make sense. He's not a flashy player. He's not like Ronaldo. He's not like Neymar. He doesn't have that Brazilian flair. He has that Argentinian touch. He's amazing with his left foot, but the skill moves I agree with. I might have even made him a 3-star just because he doesn't do a lot of tricks. He doesn't need to do tricks. His touch is just that good. But the weak foot I don't agree with. The work rates I also agree with. He doesn't make a ton of runs. Like you won't see him going for the long ball because he would rather build up and create. That's the kind of player Messi is. So for him to be at number 1, absolutely no surprises there. He at least nailed that on the head. He is their cover athlete. It would be weird for him to be number 2, especially after the season he had. Overall, individually, I would say Ronaldo had the better season. But as a whole, Messi had the better season. He won everything: Champions League, Liga, the Spanish Cups. Unfortunately, he fell short in both the World Cup and the South American Cup. He just didn't show up to those. He doesn't play there like he does for Barcelona, which is really disappointing to see. But number 1, Lionel Messi, makes 100% sense, and I completely agree with it. Alright guys, that has been the top 50 players 10 through 1. Obviously, we're going to have Messi at number 1 and Ronaldo at number 2 and Suarez at number 3. Now what I want you to do is let me know down below, do you think these rankings are right? I pretty much agree with them. I don't agree with how high some of them were. I don't agree with how low some of them were. But overall, I do agree. I think EA pretty much got most of them right. Tell me what you think down below in the comments. I'm waiting to hear it. Please do hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. You don't have to, but I would really appreciate it. And hopefully I'll be coming out with some FIFA 16 demo gameplay once that comes out. I have EA access, so maybe they'll release the game early to people who have that, so we'll have to just see if I can provide you guys with some gameplay. But thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and make sure to take it